Today, the House Republicans, assisted by many House Democrats, they voted to basically repeal DoddFrank. It's technically not repealed, but basically it's repealed. The House sent a major revision of banking regulations to President Trump's desk on Tuesday after conservatives who wanted a more sweeping rollback decided to accept a bipartisan deal crafted by the Senate. Supporters said the bill would give businesses more access to loans for homes and cars that they cannot get now because of government regulations. Critics said the measure would thwart efforts to fight discriminatory lending and increases the risk of future bank failures and bailouts. The bill passed the Senate in March with 67 votes, including 17 from, quote, moderate Democrats. Yeah, moderate. It would roll back some of the mandates imposed on banks in the 2010 regulatory overhaul law known as DoddFrank, which was enacted in response to the 2008 financial collapse. The House vote for passage was 258 to 159, with just 33 Democrats supporting it and 1 Republican opposed. Just 33 Democrats? I think that's 33 Democrats too much. Quote, "This is a bill for the small banks that are the financial anchors of our communities," House Speaker Paul Ryan, that bastion of progressivism, said at a news conference. It addresses some of Dodd-Frank's biggest burdens. Let me show you the Democrats in the House that voted for this. You had Representative Bera from California, Representative Bishop from Georgia, Representative Carson from Indiana, Representative Correa from California, Costa from California, Cuellar from Texas, Davis from Illinois, Delaney from Maryland, Foster from Illinois, Gonzalez from Texas, Gottheimer from New Jersey, Hastings from Florida, Himes from Connecticut, Kind from Wisconsin, Custer from New Hampshire, Larson from Washington State, Lawson from Florida, Maloney from New York, Murphy from Florida, Nolan from Minnesota, O'Halloran from Arizona, Peters from California, Peterson from Maryland, Rice from New York, Rochester from Pennsylvania, Schneider from Illinois, Schrader from Oregon, Scott from Georgia, Sewell from Alabama, Sinema from Arizona, Swazi from New York, Vesey from Texas, and Vela from Texas. So if any of those are in your neck of the woods, they're selling you out. They are selling you down the river. For sure. And as a reminder, these were the Democrats who voted in March to sell you out. Michael Bennet, who's taken almost $2 million from Wall Street. Thank you, Mr. Bennett in Colorado. Senator Tom Carper, 170,000 buckos from Delaware. We got Senator Chris Coons from Delaware, 373,000. He voted to help the Senate Republicans pass that bill. What a wacky picture there. Senator Joe Donnelly, up for re-election in Indiana, 448,000 big ones. From Wall Street, he helped them in March. New Senator Maggie Hassan, 421,000 from Wall Street, and she just found a bathroom in the Senate. She's brand new. Elected in 2016, already 421,000 from Wall Street. She voted to basically let big banks do whatever the hell they want. Senator Heidi Heitkamp, famous of letting unarmed people get shot in the face in North Dakota because she's bought off from big oil. She's also bought off from Wall Street, $511,000 for Wall Street. Senator Doug Jones, just elected thanks to running against a child pedophile, $417,000 already. He also is just finding the bathroom in the Senate. Senator Tim Kaine, stronger together, $921,000 from Wall Street. Woo! Looks like he needs to go to the bathroom in that picture. Senator Angus King, the independent from Maine, caucuses with Democrats, but he's independent. 115,000 voted for that deregulation bill. Senator Joe Manchin, who just defeated progressive challenger Paula Jean Swearengin, 289,000 from Wall Street. And there you go. He voted to repeal Dodd-Frank. Senator Claire McCaskill, up for re-election, 809,000 from Wall Street. She voted lickety-split, up for re-election. Senator Bill Nelson, Florida, up for re-election, 281,000, voted to deregulate. Senator Gary Peters, Michigan, $648,000 from Wall Street. Senator Jane Shahan, $319,000. Wall Street. Senator Debbie Stabenow, up for re-election, $484,000. Senator John Tester, up for re-election, $782,000. Those big banks, let them go. Senator Mark Warner, who just voted to nominate to get torturer Gina Haspel passed through as CIA director, he's taken $1,377,000. Let's deregulate Wall Street. Those are the 17 from the Senate who voted in March. Elizabeth Warren on the House vote today, she said this: big banks have spent millions of dollars trying to roll back the rules we put in place after we bailed them out 10 years ago. Today, they got what they paid for. The House just passed the #Bank Lobbyist Act. We've lost this round, but we won't give up the fight. That was Elizabeth Warren, who I think is terrific on economic and financial issues. Unfortunately, I think she's a little too political on other issues and doesn't pass the progressive smell test on every issue. But on this, I completely agree with her. So this is, honestly, this is why I always say Republicans, Democrats, yeah, Republicans are worse when it comes to women's bodies. Republicans are definitely worse when it comes to immigration and things like that. I am not black, I am not brown, and I'm not a woman. So I do take those issues very, very seriously. But economically, which affects all groups, but disproportionately, brown and black people, indigenous people are disproportionately affected from income inequality, from Wall Street getting away with murder. The 2008 financial crash disproportionately hurt African Americans. So what's the difference? Yes, you have the Republican Party controlling all facets of government, but they cannot pass these things without Democrats helping them get it over the finish line. They cannot pass these things without fake progressives. They can't. But we have people like Heidi Heitkamp and Claire McCaskill and Joe Manchin and Mark Warner and Tim Kaine who go give these speeches about the working class, who go give these speeches to lead the resistance against Trump and bring back our country from the tyranny that is Trump, while in the next breath selling out their constituents and all of you. I'm not letting the Republican Party off the hook because they are just as responsible, if not more, but they are not pretending to be the party of the working people. They make it quite evident who they represent. The Democratic Party is the one providing the false advertising. The Democratic Party is the one that can put up the opposition to stop this insanity. And by the way, these Democrats who voted for it said, oh, well, yeah, it does repeal some things for big banks, but the main reason that we voted for it is that it helps small banks. Give me a break. You can push back and say, no, I will not vote for a bill that helps small banks only if we deregulate big banks. You could take the big banks part of it out. Sorry, Paul Ryan. Sorry, Mitch McConnell. Sorry, Donald Trump. Sorry, Koch brothers. Sorry, Sheldon Adelson. Sorry, Paul Singer. Sorry, Ron Mercer. I could keep going with these corrupt donors. Sorry, George Soros. Sorry, all of them. We will not vote for a bill that, in order for us to get a little help for small community banks, helps deregulate and take burdens off of financial banks, which got no penalties other than lunch money they had to pay in fines. No bankers went to jail. Black people are going to jail for broken taillights, but bankers who took down the global economy, who stole your house from you, who destroyed your 401k, who are responsible for you, losing all the money you saved up for, they get off scot-free. Only in America. Only in America. So I hold the Democrats at fault. Yes, the Republicans, but I hold the Democrats at fault. And don't let these Democrats, I'll put the link in once we post this video, of the 17 Democrats that voted to pass this, as well as the 33 Democrats in the House. Don't let these Democrats who are running for re-election fool you. Get on Twitter, get on Facebook, get in political groups in your community. If you are in a community with these senators, call them out. and push forward whoever are the progressive alternatives primarying them. In some of these cases, the primary has already passed, and a lot of them, the primary has not passed. But they are not progressives, and they are not true Democrats in the mold of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, which is who Bernie Sanders, in my view, is in the mold of. And the chickens are going to come home to roost. It's not getting any coverage now, but let me tell you something. When Wall Street and these big banks take down the economy again, it's going to happen. I just had a conversation about it last night with somebody who used to work at Merrill Lynch. When they do it again in the next 2 to 3 years, remember this day, because it's deregulation like this that's going to let them do it. It might not affect you today, but trust me, it will affect you. Because the people that get screwed the most from this are not the Koch brothers. It's you and me.